Hi. Okay, this is me, Mary Jacobs, and basically, I found out how we can do this. Number one, we get three people, each of which are disabled in some way or another. Either they're too old to deal with their problems, like keeping things clean or doing errands. Like I can't walk, so either I eat only what I can get next door, or I don't eat. I can't afford to order food. And so it's that, or I can walk a block and a half if I use my walker, which is basically a shopping cart because my walker was stolen. And I've had several attempts on my life, and I've been falling down recently because I trip on the sidewalk. So basically, um, I'm too old to live normal, and so they're giving me permission to have somebody work for me to help me navigate. And it won't be my son because my son doesn't want to do it. I asked him first. I have another son who might, but I don't think he will either because they don't even want to visit on Mother's Day. So let's assume I get a stranger and I know his name. I do. He's a Mexican man. He's on GR, but he's willing to be my home caregiver. And then I have another man friend that is without, he's paralyzed from the waist down. He's a very nice man. And thank God I can live with that kind of a man. I don't have to worry about, you know, how women want things, and if they know they can't have it, they won't get upset. This guy is a very nice man. He looks like George. He looks like John Leguizamo, and so like, oh, he's so cute, but he's too young for me. But anyway, because it's two disabled people, one guy on GR that's willing to be our helper. Okay, so we each get $2,000. If we get one more person, then we have four people in a two-bedroom apartment. So who did we get? I was thinking of Billy, but Billy's got a girlfriend, and I don't think she would like it if I lived with him. Now, I don't want to live with her either, so, we're good. I could let my partner live with me, but he's too crazy. But he would be a handful, and he does need care. So let's put him there just because he's he's really in need. He's got Alzheimer's, and we got to watch him. So we got Mike, Mary, um, and then those two guys. I can't remember their names, and I don't want to because maybe they don't want to know. They don't want people to know that suddenly they have a place to live. One of them is in a shelter at Wesley because of his past addiction to meth. And the other one is just on GR, and I don't know what he did wrong. But you can be a criminal and a felon person and still work as a caregiver. So let's say he gets $3,000 a month for taking care of me and this other guy with a wheelchair. And then let's say for purposes, we have Artemis, who is disabled, seriously disabled. Even though she's only 34, she's disabled. She has fibromyalgia, and she's got she can do less than I can. I mean, she's got no strength to speak of, and yet I'm 40 years older. So she takes care of driving. She doesn't drive, but she could. And if we had a car, we can't afford a car. She can barely afford food. But anyway, she's my care helper. I'm her care helper. We feed each other. But we don't get paid for doing it because we're both disabled. I'm better at cooking and she's better at shopping. And I'm much better at cleaning and she's better at psychological help. But in the meantime, we need somebody to be our cover. And why not let him get $2,000 for taking care of two people who are basically taking care of each other? So he gets the 2,000. He's not using it because I'm not going to let him because I don't want to eat his food. I don't know if he's a good cook. And I make my own food. And, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to make him work. I just want the money. So he says, okay, you can't have all of it because I got to pay my taxes. But I'll give you $1,500 to pay for the rent. And then we get a third person who is living with him, but he still has to pay the $500 to the guy with the wheelchair. So that's 2,000 a month he pays out, and he gets 3,000. So he gets 1,000 for just writing his name down and doing modicum of work to take care of these three people who have managed without him already. Now he got 2,000, but the rent is 1,200. That means each of us has to come up with $400 a month. That means I come up with some, and so does Artemis, and so does the other guy, which is no big deal because that's what we pay now. So 1,200 plus 18, I mean, it's almost 3,200. 4 and 8. Yeah, it's 30. It's what it's cost. It's in Little Tokyo, and it's on Los Angeles Street. And thanks to all the people working in that area, there are no tents. There are no visible signs of drug use. There are no scary people screaming at the top of their lungs. I mean, it's not like it's, Bunker Hill. If we want to live in Bunker Hill, we got to pay $4,600. And that's really where I want to live. But right now we can't. Unless I sell my art or we become famous and I sell my screenplay. Yeah, I'm a real person from LA, all right. Anyway, it's about the do-it-yourself sitcom search from 1987, and I won it. I was supposed to get my own TV show, and here I am on Skid Row, making up my own TV show, even though MTV owes me one. I guess it's the statute of limitations ran out, but I'm still doing my show. This is a sitcom, and in order for us to do a proper sitcom, we should keep this place because the Madison Hotel is haunted. But sometimes I want to get away from the ghosts, and I just want to be in a place that has an elevator that works, a real bathroom of my own, and a toilet right there, and a kitchen, an oven. I mean, dishwasher, and then on top of it, a swimming pool. And it's all for the same money. It's all for the same money. Nobody has to pay a damn thing. All we need is somebody with good credit. Because none of us have good credit. One of us is on GR, and the other three are disabled people. I lost my property. I used to own a property for $500,000. And I've been homeless for 2.5 years. Maybe the county should co-sign. Maybe Dusan Pavlovic or Gloria Estefan, Jeff Bezos, George Nuri. I'm calling on you, somebody with good credit. You could live in my living room on the couch. It has a good, it doesn't have a view like the one at the Emerson. I want to live at the Emerson, but that's 4,200, and I want to start at the 3,200 lot because it's closer to Skid Row. And once you've been on Skid Row, you can't leave. It's like, why not be a 10 when you could be a 2? It's in Beverly Hills. Why not be a 10? So living near Skid Row is very good for your ego if you're old. And especially if you're a white lady, they think you're rich. Yeah, they do. And you used to be, but now you got to figure out some way to get even one of your rich buddies to say, yeah, I remember her when she used to live on the island and she lived in and drove around in a Mercedes and a Porsche. And here she is begging. For one relative or friend or somebody she doesn't even know that would co-sign so she could live in room 633, apartment 633 with 3 other people that need help too. That gets rid of 4 homeless people and it satisfies the needs of the apartments that need to be filled. There are empty apartments all over downtown LA. All they have to do is fill them with disabled people. Trust me, there's a lot of disabled people. And if you put even three relatively crazy people with one sane one, that's still better than, like if you were to put them in a mental hospital, there would be probably 10 crazy people for every nurse. So you get like a unemployed, retired caregiver. It does, maybe they got in trouble and so they're felons and they can't work, but they can work as a caregiver. And we can come to live in normal places where they have swimming pools and jacuzzis and dishwashers, and parking lots, and that you can bring your pets. If it gets cold, you don't have to freeze your ass. And if you manage to be in a single residence only place, you won't have to worry that nothing's going to work and you can't complain because they'll just pick on you and make you wait for 2 hours to get your electricity back on. They have little ways to get back at you. They do. But you know what? You can leave. I don't want to leave yet. I'm still attached to my paintings, but I want this to be my office, my other place to live. I still deserve it because I'm still poor. All the money that goes to pay for me is going to go just so I can have a place that doesn't disobey the American Disabilities Act. What is that? Oh, you're supposed to not have to walk upstairs. We have an elevator issue. It needs I don't know, like an exacerbator or not, no, it needs a exorcist because every time somebody dies, our elevator goes too. And then, like a week later, after the queen was done being a ghost and her spirit found heaven or whatever, I don't know for sure. But being a psychic person, there's a lot of activity here, and I want to find a new ghost. You know, I'm tired of all these old ghosts. I'm sure we'll have somebody to talk to where it's safe from the lion. There's a war between the poor and the rich. And this isn't communistic the way that communism is dealt as a North Korean or a person from Russia or a person from any one of the many nuclear club countries. I don't belong to the nuclear club. My country does, but I'm in the love one another anti-nuclear club. I'm against nuclear war. I have been. And in 1987, when the do-it-yourself sitcom surge came in my life and turned me into a sitcom, I was like the first reality show, only it was a funny one. I was a mess. The name of my show was The Perfect Mess. My house is still messy. I haven't changed. And I'm still funny. But I did get the divorce. I did lose the children. I did get old. And I wrote about it. And I'm still waiting for the right producer. I don't know who I want to play me. I kind of like Nicole Kidman because if I could look like anybody, I would look like Meg Ryan. But Meg Ryan is, she's already, she's too, maybe she would be good. Oh, Meg. Either Meg or Nicole. I know my friend Mimi Kennedy would play me easily, but we're the same age. I mean, I'm thinking like Goldie Hawn. Back when I wrote it, I wanted Goldie Hawn or maybe Kate Hudson. But Kate Hudson doesn't appear as crazy as I am. Sally Field would be good, but her eyes are brown, and she looks like she hasn't done any work. And neither do I, and I don't like that. I need to do work. See, I mean, here I am living in Skid Row. I ate food that I get for free, and all I can do is think about how I have to buy crepe erase so that my arms look better. Terrible. Okay, so if you know anybody that wants to be helpful to homeless people who are disabled and have nowhere else to go, then you can just contact me at my email. It's U as in university, S as in Southern, C as in California, USC, Busha. Capital B as in boy or Bobby, U as in up, S as in say, H as in Hisham, and A as in Apple computers, which I would love to have one. I've had all my computers stolen, except for the one that was broken by my son when he threw water at me. I've had all my cell phones stolen. I've had most of my TV stolen or just taken while I watch. I don't have a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of clothes. They're beautiful because people give us beautiful clothes when they're rich, and God bless those rich people like Ann Douglas. I mean, maybe the Ann Douglas Foundation would like to be doing this co-sign for me, or maybe Union Rescue Mission could co-sign, or perhaps the People's Concern, Studio 526. All we need is a co-signer, nonprofit, that would be willing to be the parent company. And the money is just shuffled around until we get paid. You can get the 10% maybe. I don't know. I mean, isn't your purpose to get housing for us? Half. People assisting the homeless. Half. How many other places? Lhasa. That's a joke. LASA. Maybe the supervisor, Kenneth De Leon. That would do a lot, Kevin. I'm sorry if they did that to you, but if you want to show that you like people, you could be I think your credit is still good, and you could just, co-sign for us because you already did nice things, and we are in your district. So, uscbusha at gmail.com. My phone number is area code 213. I can't give it to you. I don't know if you'll call me, but I don't want my phone blowing up. And my phone will probably get stolen. So I can't give you my phone number. It just gets stolen. And I forgot my password for What Sleeping Giant. So don't send me anything there anymore. One of these days I'll figure out how to get that in mail. You could send it to the Multiverse Queen Mary. Okay, so the other email is multiversequeenmary@gmail.com. That's my gang name. It's my alien name. Multiverse Queen Mary. I communicate with aliens on a regular basis. Well, one of them. And, like George Norrie. I mean, it's like kindergarten now that I've actually had contact. I shouldn't talk about it, though, because That's for my screenplay and my story. Stranger things on earth than you would imagine in all the heavens. Actually, we're transitional people. My mother taught me to believe in fortune tellers. She said that there was life after death. She was in her casket and she turned the lights off and then back on again during her funeral mass. She's with me. She prepared me for this. But I need a place to live besides where I am. I need a high security place where no one's going to threaten my life anymore or try to rape me or hit me in the head or in the eye or ask me for money I don't have because I don't have money. My purpose is to get money and give it out. I'm simply a vessel. And I'm going to come and fix up housing with the new mayor. I thought the new mayor was going to be Caruso, but apparently it isn't. So maybe it'll be good. Two girls are going to work on it. I'm asking you, Karen. I'm not really a Karen. I want to help you fix this homeless issue. I think you can with a little help from someone who's been homeless. You need somebody that's been homeless to be the homeless initiative first. I don't drive a Rolls Royce, never did, but Phil Ansell does. I'm not going to let you spend $500,000 on one apartment house. I'm going to have you listen to my friend George Pizzetti and his idea to use old railroad cards for two people. You could put two people in each railroad card and share a bathroom, share a kitchen. They won't go crazy. Couples. Let's encourage people to live together again. Because it's living alone, single, it's like suicide. It's like living in solitary confinement living here. I was in jail. This used to be in jail. The SROs should either double up or you have two of them and have an adjoining door so you can have apartments for two people. But you could easily fit two people in some of these places. And if the people know they only have to pay $200 a month instead of, four, they'll be willing to share. That would get a lot of people off the street. And make a separate Skid Row version of an ID. I mean, have an ID online. So when people steal your ID, it's online. And anyone can use it. Look it up and you're okay. You're good. Because most people that don't have an ID, they don't have anywhere to write as a place to live. And then if they mail it somewhere and the people at the mailing place don't give it to them, they have no ID. Or they finally get an ID with a phony address on it. Just say, hey, I'm in a tent on the corner of 7th and Maple. A special Skid Row ID. This is America. We can't double up. You can't find room on your couch. Then at least encourage these three people and one other, four people to come into a two-bedroom, two-bath. And maybe we could do houses with six people. We could go on and on and on and get it done with the help. God. It ain't going to happen without God. Whatever your God is. My God is Jesus Christ. But I think Jesus will do it for us. But we have to believe it can happen.